Hello and welcome back to Harley Hope's ADHD and Autism Mess. I have got two dogs behind the camera right now. One of them was making me laugh because I was saying hi to the camera and they were wondering why I was doing that. And the other one, I think because I've just washed her and dried her, she thinks that it's playtime. So on today's subject, I will say trigger warning before we even start, because of this can be a bit of a dodgy subject, and to some people it can also be very triggering as well, so I do apologize. If you have anything to do with relationships and abuse and just any emotional violence, I'd say, kind of. That's the best way that I can explain it. Please do not watch this video. The only reason on why I am doing this video is to share and spread awareness of toxic relationships and hopefully in the future help some other people that are looking to understand on why they can't get out of a toxic relationship or how to get out of a toxic relationship. I have made a video like this in the past. It was more of a 3 subjects in one kind of thing, whereas this is just going to be one subject. And if you want to know any more, and if you want to know anything else about toxic relationships or healthy relationships, please comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, and please like this video. Anyways, let's get started. I do have my notebook today because I literally wrote this stuff down yesterday, and it's just a little bit of knowledge behind on why people struggle to get out of a toxic relationship. I will just say that I am going to be taking my time reading this, because there is a little bit of information in it, but there's probably not enough to cover up. Like, if I'm speaking really fast, there's not enough to cover up like 10 to 15 minutes. And also on the fact that if I speak really fast, you most likely won't be able to understand what I'm trying to say. Reasons on why it's hard to come out of a toxic relationship. Number 1 is fear. People may be afraid of being alone, the unknown, or finding a new relationship. So as that's trying to say, some people that are scared to come out of a relationship is the fear of the unknown and not knowing what's going to happen next, because you think that you're secure in this relationship when you're really not, and the fear of being in a new relationship because of on how badly this person or you have treated this person. They may also be afraid of hurting their partner by leaving. If you have so much respect and so many big feelings for this person that are more of a mask rather than your actual feelings towards them, the feeling of being afraid to leave the person because it's gonna hurt them can be very understandable, but it's not a reason to stay in the relationship. The next one is low self-esteem. People with low self-esteem may feel like they deserve to be treated poorly, or that relationship abuse has made them that way. Basically, as it says in the thing, that with people who have low self-esteem that are in a toxic relationship, they are so used to they're so used to being treated badly to the point that anyways, not the point. Some people who are so used to being treated poorly think, oh, this is the natural way to be treated in a relationship, so that's one of the reasons why they do stay, but it's not one of the reasons on why you should stay. And also Because of your being treated so poorly in the relationship, your low self-esteem has declined massively to the point that you're like, oh, I can go along with this thing that this person tells me to, and like, no, it won't affect me whatsoever. But then after the thing that they do, it has affected you massively, but you just can't see it. The next one is emotional abuse. Partners who gaslight or manipulate may make people question their instincts and feel like they're in the wrong. You know what? I can't actually stand people that do this, because I'm just like, basically, I understand the fact that there are people out in this world that do this. I'm just like, what's the goddamn point? Because you're basically just living a lie, and so is your partner. Like, yes, it could be a way to keep people around, but it's not the correct way, and you will eventually push people away from you. And the more that you gaslight and manipulate people, the more they're gonna leave, and the more they are gonna say, I'm gonna warn people about this if they come like round to you, because of people don't deserve this kind of stuff, and you're not being rude to them, but you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy of people's attention if you're gonna do this. Like, I understand if you have a narcissistic personality disorder, I think it's called, because like that's a disorder, and I don't know if you can actually do anything about this disorder. Like, I don't know if there's anything that can help you with this disorder. The next one is fantasy. People may become attached to the fantasy of the relationship rather than seeing it for what it is. This can be especially true if there was strong chemistry early on. I won't lie, I think I've been through this before, and it's not fun at all. Like, one of the reasons on why I myself have never really gotten into a proper healthy relationship is one of the reasons is because of went from being really good to being really bad. Like, at my first toxic relationship, it like took time for it to go good to bad, but my second one, it took like a month for it to go bad. But luckily, me and that person just like split separate ways. I understand this one, and one of the reasons on why people make a fantasy out of a toxic relationship is because of they don't want to believe that it's a reality thing, and also on the fact that they at first go, oh, I like this person, and then like that. I think this is why there's that thing called the 3-month rule. When you're dating someone, you will have the 3-month rule, and this is where two people date for 3 months or even less than that, and then go back and check up on how the relationship was at the start compared to how it is then, and then go, this has changed, this has changed, this has changed, or this has stayed the same. Oh, okay. And you see on like how much of a difference, there has been, but you can also see the bad parts of the relationship and the good parts of the relationship. And yes, you can, as the thing called communication skills comes into this, you can talk to the person about what you notice is different. But if you or they do not change the bad stuff in it, don't stay with them, because it's not worth it, and it's gonna kill both of your mental healths. The next one is uncertainty. People may feel more comfortable with familiarity, like things that are very like all the same all the time. The reason why people like get so used to this uncertainty stuff is because of, and it's one of the reasons on why people stay in relationships, is because of, it's basically like dating someone but on a kind of roller coaster, because if you never know the next step, and it's kind of like exhilarating at times. At the same time, it's not good for your mental health, and relationships shouldn't always be so like chaotic. They should be like, well, it depends on how the relationship is. So if you're looking for like a healthy relationship, it should be like, healthy relationship is just another thing to talk about because there's so much to it. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from, but yeah. Gets addicted to the roller coaster feeling of the highs and lows of the relationship. That's basically what I'm trying to say about the uncertainty, is that it feels continuously like, it feels like you're living in the world of someone who has BPD. That's the way that I explain it to people. And they go, actually, no, I completely understand that, because of, with, like, I'm not saying this fact to fact, but some people with BPD, their mood switch like that. And that's on how, like, a relationship can be, and it can become toxic because of that. And I think one of the reasons on why people say, oh, not people, but like doctors and stuff say, oh, find a coping mechanism for this if you have this like mental disability or this mental illness or something like that, because of it's one way that you can cope if things aren't going well, but it will also help your partner a lot. If you don't have the coping mechanisms and if you don't have the communication and stuff, that relationship can become extremely toxic. You're still trying to find law for the relationship even though you know you need to leave. I will be completely honest with you, I am not too sure on what this is trying to say, but I can't really say much to that. If you understand, you understand. If you don't, you don't. It's just a hit and miss kind of thing. You find security in their controlling behaviours, which feels healthy, but it's not. This is what I was saying about the security. When someone is being like controlling, obsessive, like all of that kind of, some people find it good, but some people find it like really bad. But the reason on why people find security within someone being controlling and stuff is literally on the fact that when they were younger, they didn't have that much security and they had to live life as autopilot. And so either the person in the relationship is seen as controlling, or the other person is controlling. I'm not gonna lie, I have been called controlling once or twice before, but that's literally just because of my anxiety, and it's also because of my autism as well, because of if I plan something and it's like step by step kind of stuff. If something goes like horribly wrong, more things will go wrong and more, and that's when I will become like really controlling, and I will be like, this is stressing me the fuck out and I need to sort this out. So I can like seem controlling, but it's literally just me being autistic. The person might have felt secure knowing they have power over you, to know ways for you to stop leaving the relationship. So they do anything to stop you from leaving, but a part of them inside feels just jealousy. What I'm trying to say here is that one of the reasons on why people don't leave a healthy or toxic relationship is because of when if they can imagine the other person leaving and dating someone else, they will get extremely jealous over the fact that they've gone after them, or it could be on the fact that even if they're dating, the other person could be going out, or they could be like on the phone to someone or texting someone, and the insecure voice in their head goes, "Who you texting? Who you calling? Who you out with? Are you talking to someone else? Is that your new girlfriend? Is that your new boyfriend?" And that's literally the insecurity of trying to be secure, but it's the toxic way of doing it. Here are just some little things that are bad and you need to get out of a relationship with this person. Lack of boundaries. Doesn't respect boundaries or has very little boundaries themselves. If they do not respect your boundaries and if they do not trust you, I understand in this society now it is so fucking hard to trust someone, but if you do not respect someone's boundaries, even like after they've said multiple times like, "Please don't do this like makes me uncomfortable, please stop," and they still keep on doing it, they don't respect you. That is a lack of self-confidence, and you need to leave. Fear of change, I've already said that. Loneliness. One of the reasons on why leaving a toxic relationship is kind of scary for some people is because of when you don't feel that security of being with this person, and then when you leave the relationship you feel so alone, and it could be it could be a way of showing that you need to find love and respect for yourself again, or on the fact that you need to have friends to accompany you. But the thing is that if the person keeps on acting toxic and like sounds like insecure and all that stuff, they will always feel lonely unless they make a change, or unless they have coping mechanisms for this kind of stuff. Hope in the relationship. The person might still have hope in the relationship because of some people that are scared to be alone, or some people that think, "Oh, this is healthy," or think, "Oh, this isn't quite how I was expecting it to work out, but it feels normal to me, so it should be fine," kind of thing. That's basically giving the relationship hope that it doesn't need. And the sooner you get out of that relationship, the sooner the better. And the better it is that when you leave this relationship, you will realize along like maybe a couple of months to a year to 2 years or something like that on how bad that relationship was, and you'll be like, "I actually deserved so much more respect, so much more love, so much more self-worth," all that kind of stuff. The next one was codependent, or used as maltreatment. I think that's how you say it. The reason on why some people are codependent on someone else is because of either they've never been taught properly on how to look after themselves, or they have like a mental disability and struggle to look after themselves, or they go, "Oh, this person can look after me. I can live, I can do this." I don't need to leave this relationship because this person's looking after me. But there are these iffy parts to it, but that doesn't matter. The next one and the final one is you're clocked in to having a toxic cycle relationship. The only reason why I said this one last was because of this one is extremely true, because of as soon as you get yourself into a toxic relationship and then you have to realize on how toxic the relationship has become, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to treat myself better in that. Like, you treat yourself better, but because your brain has neutralized the fact that you have been in toxic relationships before, and you go, oh, this feels normal kind of stuff. When you were in it, it neutralizes that to the point that when you get out of the toxic relationship, you're just like, oh, I can get into another relationship and I probably won't notice this stuff. But you know, if you did like this, please give this a big thumbs up. Please subscribe down below. Please click the notification bell. I love you. Please make sure to eat. Please make sure to drink. Good day or good night. Adios, amigos.